ownership of the results yesterday of the presidential election declared and announced by Mr. Chebukati. In this regards, our reasons to decline to take ownership of the results so declared and announced are as follows. 1. That the aggregation of the percentages of the results scored by the 4 presidential candidates who were on the ballot as declared by Mr. Chebukati presented to us a mathematical absurdity that defies logic. Take notice that Mr. Chebukati's aggregation was as follows. Raila Odinga, 48.85%. William Ruto, 50.49%. Waiga Maure, 0.27%. Wajakoya George, 0.44%. This summation gives us a total of 100.01%. The 0.01% translates to approximately 142,000 votes, which will make a significant difference in the final results. We therefore decline to take ownership of the said results because the aggregation resulted in a total exceeding the percentage of 100, which cast doubt on the accuracy of the source of the figures tallied, and when we demanded that we verify our record, the chairman declined, overruled us, and insisted on declaring and announcing the said result. That, number 2, contrary to the Constitution and legislation, the results declared and announced did not indicate the total number of registered voters, the total number of votes cast, or the number of rejected votes, if any. In this regard, the results announced by Mr. Chebukati lacked a critical ingredient, namely the total number of valid votes cast to support the percentages scored by the 4 candidates. Unless demonstrated otherwise, we all know that the percentage is essentially a fraction of a whole number. Hence, if, for example, the 7.17 million valid votes cast in favor of the winning candidate, as declared and announced by Mr. Chebukati, translates to 50.49%, then it was 50.49 of what? Further, take notice that Mr. Chebukati claimed that Raila Odinga attained 25% of votes in 34 counties, while William Ruto attained 25% in 39 counties. The question is, which figures in the 34 and 39 counties respectively constituted the independent variable to warrant the conclusion of 25% in 34 counties and 25% in the 39 counties for Raila and Ruto respectively? In the absence of a credible and verifiable explanation, we concluded that the process that went into generation of Form 34C, which he used to declare results of the presidential election, was opaque and incapable of earning our ownership and confidence. Number 3, guided by the authority of Maina Kiai case, petition number 106 of 2016, as upheld by the Court of Appeal in Civil Appeal number 105 of 2017 and affirmed by the Supreme Court of Kenya, we state categorically that the results of the presidential election held in August 9, 2022, declared and announced by Mr. Wafula Chebukati on August 15, 2022, belonged to himself and do not represent the declaration and announcement by Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. The Commission has to process the results before they are declared and announced by the chairperson. For the avoidance of doubt, let me quote the Maina Kiai case. It says, "We reiterate as we conclude that there is no doubt from the architect of the law, we have considered that the people of Kenya did not intend to vest or concentrate such sweeping and boundless powers in one individual, the chairperson of the appellant." The emphasis is that the Commission's chairperson has conducted the election as though he is the National Returning Officer, a non-existent role, and his role in declaring results that were not approved by plenary by all 7 commissioners renders the results unconstitutional to the extent that this is his own results as opposed to those of IEBC. In keeping to Article 138(2) of the Constitution, there is no national presidential election in Kenya, but rather the presidential election is held in each constituency. Point number 4, that in contrary to the Constitution and legislation, by the time the chairman declared and announced the final results from certain constituencies had not been announced. This is our statement. We promised you a comprehensive statement, so here we are, and we are going to give it out to the media. Thank you.
At what point did you realize that there was opaqueness?
You have the figures.
Yes.
Can we take one by one so that...
So can we deal with just 2 questions for the moment, please? Yeah.
Let me answer at what point did we realize the opaqueness? As I said yesterday, we have conducted the election and we did it to the best. We have improved in the processes as IEBC. We have upped the bar. We have considered all the stages and processes that are supposed to be taken care of. But come to the last phase, the tallying phase. As I said yesterday, that at the end, that there was opaqueness. Things were not being shown to the public. You've been there, even at Bomas. And the screens are supposed to show cumulative numbers of the presidential candidates' votes as they garnered as we continued to read the results. Isn't it? The same was not displayed to the public, and the same was not given to the commissioners. Just like the public was not aware, the same, the commissioners were not aware of the cumulative results as the day goes by. So 2 days to the end, it was not given out. So you could not clearly say that we have tallied 10 million, and this 10 million, this is how it is distributed. We have tallied 15, we have tallied 12 million. How is it distributed? The public needed to know.
Yes.
Progressively, the same, the commissioners didn't know.
Yes, what was your question?
My question was, you have figures that are different from the ones that were declared by the chairman yesterday?
You want to answer?
You have figures.
Plenary.
And then why don't you flag this issue earlier and bringing it up?
Take it.
As a commission, we were not, as the Vice Chair has said, we were not doing the tallying. The tallying that was being done by our staff, technical staff, it was not known to the commissioners until the moment around 4:30, when Mr. Chebukati brought the results tabulated in the format.
It's not going through plenary.
And he did not give us an opportunity to discuss the results. He just said, these are the results of each particular candidate. They have scored this and they have met the constitutional threshold, and therefore he is going to read the results. And he did not allow us to discuss to see whether there were any disparities. So as a commissioners, we did not have other results. Those are the results that we were supposed to have discussed before they are declared in accordance with the legal requirement. So we don't have, and we didn't have, because we were not doing any other results. It is those ones that he was doing. That is simple.
So you believe that there would have been a difference from the Forms 34B that had been uploaded and ones that Kenyans had already tabulated through the processes and the final results?
We have given you the statement, and the statement has indicated 100.1%. The rest is for you to decide. We'll give you the statement to go and look at it. Yeah? We do not know the actual numbers, but even if you looked at the screen, before the results were announced by Mr. Chebukati, they were required to announce constituencies that have not been announced. There were about 20 or slightly 20, between 20 and 30. We know that because Professor Ngurie was carrying the files to go and announce those results before Mr. Chebukati announces the presidential results.
Oh, okay, so sorry, can we hear your question?
Ni muhimu.
No. We have given her.
We have told you that thing. Let me tell you.
We are going to text question.
Let me answer. We have said very, very clearly, and I want you to listen, that the final tallying of the results was not brought to the attention of the commission, so I will not be able to answer that question. It's only Mr. Chebukati who can answer that question for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Another question?
The casted voted, valid voted counts casted from the King's State did not reflect on the Form 34A. Did you realize that?
Let me tell you, we have said what was announced. We are not taking ownership because it was not brought to our attention to look at them, analyze them, process them as it is required, even in the legislation. So I will not be able to answer that.
My question is, if you say you do not know the numbers and you are not involved in counting, but you partook in the process of announcing the same results, someone asked, then what was your role and the role of Kenya?
Let me answer. You want to pick it?
Okay, let me explain this. We announced the results from several constituencies, all of us, and all the members of the commission. And once that is done, it was going to the back end. What we are saying that back end was the privacy of Chebukati, not the rest of the commissioners. And it would have required for him to bring that back end analysis to the plenary to discuss and look at the results and evaluate and see what has been done at the back end. That is very simple. So if you want to ask about that back end, then you can check with Mr. Chebukati.
But let me expound on that, please. The issue that we have, and I want to make this very clear, with the process is the involvement of commissioners in making a decision that this is the final product that we are giving to the people of Kenya. If that is not determined by the commissioners, then it remains the duty and the role and the responsibility of only one person. And that is the issue that we had in the boardroom, where these are the final results. That's what he told us. And then we asked, how about some of the issues that the political parties had raised? And he said that, I will deal with that. And he never dealt with that. These issues that political parties were raising from the floor of the tallying center were important and needed not to have been disregarded. Now these are the issues that we were answering. Where then did those issues go in the context of the final tally of the result that you are going to mention? This is our problem.
Well,
yes.
The last.
Now that.
and also as
okay. Let me.
Doesn't the mandate to declare the presidential election rest with the chairperson of the committee, of the commission?
Yes.
Just like he did.
Yes, the mandation to declare. It's it. The mandate to declare is in the role of the chair of the commission. Yes, but before they are declared, they are processed, and we are saying that we did not process, and that's why they come out with glaring mistakes, and we don't take ownership of the same. Thank you. Those are options.
No, that's okay.
Okay, Swahili.
Okay, Kiswahili.
No.
So, tunauliza kwa nini ueleze sababu zako za kupinga matokeo ya rais.
Si nikupatie
Naomba kwa Kiswahili.
Na pia kwa nini mnasema
Uliza Kiswahili.
wacha tu niseme tu ile hoja moja kwamba katika ile tarakimu ambazo zimetolewa yale mahesabu hayaingiani. Ni vipi unaweza kusema umepata 100.01? Sote tulienda shule na tukiangalia 0.01, ukiangalia katika valid votes, hiyo ni kura 1140. Hizo kura tukiangalia jinsi mchakato umeendelea, ni kura nyingi sana ambazo zinaweza kuleta tofauti. Sasa sisi tumesema yale makosa kama hayo hatukuhusishwa, kwa hivyo.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just one question. Okay. Just one question. But you've not really answered at all.
There you have it. We have the vice chairperson of the IEBC, that is Juliana Cherera, who has given, alongside the three other commissioners who have given their statement in regards to why they have said that they will not take ownership of the results of the Chebukati announcement, having given their reasons. And before we can delve into that, because I, as the numbers guy, I guess, already have seen some questions I would raise.